lions and tigers and bears. Oh, my.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh, my.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh, my.
Panel gaps, misalignments, and scratches. Oh my! You know, this video started off as something completely different. I found something at Walmart, and it looked kind of cool. I mean, they didn't have the right color, but it looked kind of cool, and I ordered it, and it turned out to be a total bust, and you'll see it's a total bust, and you'll see how it started. But what happened is somebody had mentioned in my comments, and I'm trying to find out who it is, so I'm gonna look here real quick in my comments to find out. So if I look kind of weird here while I'm doing this, that they saw misalignments in the passenger door. I told them I would look into this, and I hadn't gotten down to it for quite a while, and I do apologize for waiting so long. And I started to look over the car, and this dude is right. There is a lot of the passenger door of my car is misaligned. Seems to be a lot of misalignments and a lot of panel gaps that are a little odd. Now, I do have a scrape on the bottom left-hand front of my car on the chin spoiler. I guess it's a spoiler. It's the bottom chin. I did that when I bottomed out slightly on a to the edge on the edge of a pothole. I was going very slow, so if this is a cause, we can figure the left might be a little misaligned from that. But there seem to be a lot of panel gaps. The panel gaps seem odd, and there are some misalignments. So hang on tight. Sorry about the pause there. The poster they put on there was MSA. He writes, I drove the 2019 model, and it couldn't read the lanes either. It's a response to my the fact that it doesn't read lanes very well unless you're on the actual highway. He says it was going to wait a year longer, and also the passenger side door and all of them are off. Defective looking. I looked at it, and they are off. At least on mine it is too. So I'm going to show you this whole video, showing the panel gaps and all that. I want you guys to watch the video. It starts with the stupid thing that I bought. And I want all of you to look at your Hondas and let me know. Are they all like this? Are they all a little off, a little weird? Just listen to the video. Let me know what you think. Well, hello everybody. This is Verdier again. Just wanted to let you know I bumped into a new accessory for my little Insight. You can probably see its reflection in the car. It's kind of hard to tell with this screen. They're kind of stupid. Actually, no, this gives me time to look. People have been complaining that there seems to be some gap issues on the car, especially in the passenger's door. I'm just curious if anyone sees any of this. An unevenness. You know what? They're actually right. The passenger door is a little uneven. That is very strange. Never noticed that. It's not much, but it does seem kind of odd, especially for a mass-produced car. Now, the back, it always looks a little odd, but that's because of this piece of rubber. Well, let's get back to the point in hand. I saw these at Walmart, and I just couldn't resist. Look at these things. They are so funky. They looked more red than orange. I think they're supposed to be red, but they look freaking orange to me. I kind of figured with a red car, we'd try them out inside the car. So I'm probably not going to be able to do this till tomorrow. I got to go to work. But, yeah, these things are going to be stupid. But I'm going to give them a shot and see. I mean, they're only 30 bucks. I found them at Walmart, and they look kind of cool. You know, I figured I might as well look kind of silly. So I thought I'd give them a shot. So this is the first part, and we'll get it together, and we'll put them in, and we'll see how they look. Well, hello guys. It is now Easter Sunday, and it's time to find out whether those mats are going to work. And, well, you know, the pictures, when I looked at the pictures, they were red. They're actually orange. And the answer is a resounding no. They are ugly. These things are ugly. Obviously, they don't fit. I mean, they're universal mats, so there's a limit to what you can do with it. But, dude, they are ugly. I thought they were going to be bright red. At least they'd be something interesting, something new to try. Ain't happening. it's a bust. But I thought it would be fun to check it out because they look pretty cool at Walmart. But they are Walmart mats. And they are what they are. And you're supposed to cut them in half to make the two back ones, which would probably look okay, but they're orange. And orange is not what I want. Well, it was a $30 experiment, and it was a bust, guys. However, what wasn't a bust is learning about the misalignments in this car. Some people had mentioned this, especially on the passenger side, that there seems to be a lot of door misalignments, especially with the trim. The trim here sticks out a little bit, but not a big deal. It's pretty well aligned, very close. And I'd mentioned this one in the back a little bit too. It sticks out a bit. It does stick out a bit. And, you know, it seems like it should be in more. Now, there might be ways to, you know, aim this a little better. But it's not something I'm going to get too deep into. That's probably our switch. Yeah, that's our switch for the lights and so forth. And I don't know what that is. I am not fooling around with it. But there are some alignment issues here in the back. It does stick out a bit. It reminds me a lot of the whole gas cover. It also sticks out a bit. Please excuse Ruby, she is nasty. It rained last night and I had to drive home in the rain. And on red, rain don't look so good. There's definitely a misalignment here, too. In fact, if you look at it, all of it, it's not serious, but there is a bit of a misalignment. Question is also about the gaps. The gaps look okay. I don't see any gap issues going on. The gaps look about the same all across the board, but there's definitely some misalignment here. Is it something that I'm going to go freak out and call Honda and throw a fit about? Absolutely not. It's not that important. But, you know, this is something you would expect to see in Tesla. Not in Honda at this point. You think, see up here, seems to align pretty well. But down here, no. Does the door actually stick out a little? Trying to find out. No, the door seems pretty flush. Door also seems relatively, no, actually the door sticks out just a touch here. These might be things that they might be able to fix. So I might talk to the dealership and see if they can pull this door in. But there's a limit because there's not much room for it to move. And, we might be splitting hairs. And it really doesn't concern me that much. I still love the looks of the car. But it is a little disappointing. Now, the gaps are fine. And look at this. Look at this. See that? Freaking scratch. That's a scratch right down through the paint. I'm going to have to go and have that looked at a body shop. Get that fixed. I'm going to kill whoever did that. Yeah, like I'll ever find out. But gaps seem okay. One of the people who put down that they had some serious gap problems in their hood and in their doors. I think that's a one-up. Let's see how the gaps look here. Oh, not too bad. You run your fingers through. Nah, they feel about right. See the hood. So it goes there. It's real thin here and opens up right there. But stays about the same. We go around to the other side. I think it does the same thing. Interesting. It does not. Look at this. This is fascinating. I never noticed these things before, but it looks like there's a bigger gap on this side. Then on this side, look at this. The hood is definitely misaligned. That's also disappointing. You'd almost think the car had an accident. I don't think it's had an accident. Everything else seems to be about right. The crease here seems to go directly here. The crease here seems to go directly here. That's very interesting. There are definitely gap misalignments in this hood. And there are gap misalignments in the... no gap misalignments that I saw in the door. But it definitely sticks out a bit and the chrome doesn't match up. See right here. It wasn't going to be this, critical. Things aren't perfect. I'm not expecting perfection from this car. There's going to be differences. But I've never owned a new car before. Definitely this sticks out quite a bit from here. See if it does it on the other side. We're always looking for the same. I forgot my holder. I should have had my holder. It doesn't on this side. Wow. Wow. This car has some serious misalignments on it. That is very... I still love my car, but guys, I think all of you should take a look at your Hondas, check them out, and see if there are misalignments on the car. I'm almost wondering if there was an accident on this car before I got it. Now, it had 200 miles when it came, but Charlie's went and got it from another state for me, so that was the mileage put on it. So I don't think it's an accident. I think it's just bad alignment. Yeah, this pushes in quite a bit. Yeah, this is very interesting. But the hood is definitely misaligned a little. The funny thing is you don't see much, you don't see any misalignment in the edgings. That's fascinating. I think all of you guys should check your cars and see if you see much misalignments. See how it narrows through here and gets wider up there. The question is, does it do it the same on the other side? Is that just the design? Look at this. It does get a little wider. Nope. It's almost the same. It's a little... Nope. It's wider on that side. This car definitely shows some misalignments. Now, before you guys say, hey, it must be where that guy hit you. No, he didn't really hit me hard. And it wasn't really much of a hit. What happened is his tow hook, he was parking and his tow hook popped right there. And there's a hole, big hole right behind there, and it just pushed the plate in. It shook me a little, but he didn't come sliding in, flying in. No, this hood is definitely misaligned. That is very interesting. I never noticed this on this car. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to pull out Big Blue, the Ford Fusion, and we're going to see what kind of misalignments are on that car to see if Ford's done a better job on their car. I want all of you guys to look at your cars closely and see how far your misalignments are. And report back to me, either in my comments, also any of you guys on the forums. Look over all your edgings and see what kind of gaps you have, what kind of panel gaps you have. And I'm opening up a thread on this because that's a little disconcerting. Let's better even this here. It's a little off. Let's see on the other side. Nope, it's the same. It's just a tiny bit off. Could be just a design on that. As again, I'm not an alarmist and a freak out, you know. I'm not going to call Honda and say, how dare you give me a car that's totally misaligned. But we all know about the whole gas door. Although they told me at Charlie's, a lot of the other cars have that too. Not just in this model, but in other models too. And Charlie's last time told me with the gas cap cover that I'm going to have to go, it's going to have to go to a body shop. So I'm going to talk to them about that because they need to fix that. That's something I really am annoyed with. Let's look at the gaps here. There's a big gap here for the, going right through here. Walk down here. Wow, this was just going to be a fun thing to see how the, nope, it's the same here. See, this looks all fine. What about the side here? It is a thin, gets thin, it gets a little fatter as you go by. Let's look in the back here. Now, this is stuff you do with the dudes, it's not aligned back here either. There's slightly bigger gap on this side than on the other side. Again, I've never owned a new car, so you have to keep in mind that this could be, you know, within factory tolerances. It probably is. I'm sure Honda will say it's factory tolerances. Although this front end, this right here is not cool. This sticking out as much as it does is not cool. It's very surprising, and I never looked it over. One of the people who left comments was saying he saw these misalignments. At least he saw it in the passenger door, and the passenger door does seem misaligned. Even on mine, if you look right here, see it's higher up than it does in the end. You can see where the line goes. It's higher up. It needs to be dropped a little to even, and if it does, it'll even up. So that's something that can be readjusted. Unfortunately, if they readjust up there, it looks pretty much almost perfect up there. So this is definitely an off-kilter. So it is something I want all of you other guys to look over yours and give me an opinion and let me know if you've seen this. Now I'm going to pause this video and we're going to go to the Ford Fusion, also known as Big Blue, and we're going to see what's going on with Big Blue and see what their panel misalignments are. Okay guys, we are now back and we're with Big Blue. Now Big Blue, we're going to check and see how it does. Seems fine. About the same all across the board. Everything matches. Let's look here. Alignment matches. It's a little up from here, but I think that's a design. I'll check the other side. Fair amount of opening here. Fair amount of... Alright, this does stick out a bit from here. Also here. So it looks like the whole door is out a little bit here. But, see the line... all about the same across here. So we see how wide this one is, but everything here seems to be about even across the board. So we're going to go around to the other side. Oop, wait a minute. To the front. A little wider here. A little thinner here. Yeah. Okay. Wide. Okay. Interesting. Let's look at the other one. Definitely seems to be, it's hard to tell. Sorry, my finger keeps getting in the way. How much room is here? So, yeah, I'd say it's a little closer over here. And we said thing sticks out over here. What was I seeing on the other side? I'm sorry, guys. This is really weird for me. All right. Oh yeah, right here where this connects here to here, significant, down force from here, down force from there. Let's go around to the other side. Perfectly aligned. Perfectly aligned here. Ooh, what is that on there? Is that just some crud? I hope that's crud. Well, whatever. Perfect alignment there, but it's off over there. That's also very interesting. Much closer alignment on here, a little bit out. Pretty much perfect here. Line seems about right across the board. The alignment panel gap looks just about right. Not bad, not bad. So, a little bit here. Not bad. Fit and finish is actually pretty good. Very tight across here. This is a tight seam. Let's look on the other side. See how tight. Very tight, very tight, very tight, yep. Let's look at the lines going down. Panel gap going through here. But again, she's filthy because she's been in the rain too. Let's see how, does that look a little wider? Or am I just being paranoid? There, see the closeness here as it goes in, gets real close there. Let's see if it does it over here. See, doesn't do it there. Okay, so we got general opinion here, in my general opinion. In my opinion, the Honda has more gaps than it really should. And some of them I think are a little off quite a bit. This I don't like right here at all. The hood, I don't know if there's anything much they're going to be able to do with the hood. There is closeness, more closeness on the gaps on one side than the other. Again, these are probably within factory tolerances. They're certainly not going to admit that they aren't unless it was obvious that it's way off. The Ford seems to have the hood pretty well in order. A little bit closer on the left than the right. Definitely a bigger panel gap on this side. Oh, let's check over here. How even is this? That's not bad. No, that goes in well. Let's see on the other side. Is it out more over here? Let's check again. I know, I'm being weird here, but I'm just curious. Nope, it's definitely out more on that side. It's more even on this side than on that side. So there are definitely issues on both cars, none of which are huge. I can't say, with the Honda I'm a little more just concerned about a few things. Mostly this is very off kilter. I don't like the looks of it. Again, it's not something I'm going to make a big federal process on, but it is something to look into. It looks like obviously there are tolerances and panel gaps and in fit and finish on all vehicles. Overall, the Honda looks great, and overall the Ford looks great. I'm going to give the Ford a little bit of a higher pass in its fit and finish on the outside than the Honda. The Honda seems to have more, a little bit more panel gap issues, not severe, but a few ones that are a little off kilter than the Ford, which doesn't have it as bad. Well, I'm going to let you guys make what you want to of this. This turned into a completely different video. I was just going to do a video of, I saw some funny floor mats, and as soon as I got them, I knew they weren't going to work. They were orange. They're supposed to be red. It says red, and they're orange. It's ugly. So that ain't going to work. And it turned into an entire discussion on panel gaps and trim. And there definitely are some trim issues on the inside. And not much on the Ford, less on the Ford than on the inside. Everyone can say this is a first generation of this particular car, but let's be honest, dudes. This is basically a Civic. So these panel gaps, I think, should be generally pretty much, fixed by now. This one's not so good, and on this side also, the door is lower. It's not horrendous. It's not huge. It's not something that I would say should make you think not to buy the car. But it is something you should know about. Again, no car is going to be perfect. And no manufacturer is going to be perfect. But it does look like Ford did it better than Honda in this case. So that's going to give a point to the Ford. I told you guys, I find the Ford kind of a boring drive. But it's not really meant to be an exciting drive. The Honda's a lot of fun. But the Ford has really begun to shine for what it is. It's actually a pretty good darn car. But this is a Honda video, and I still love my Ruby, even though she's dirty as heck. But I wanted to let you guys know about this, and I'd really like to open up a discussion in the forums about panel gaps, misalignments, and so forth. So if any of you guys, I assume some of the people in the forums are watching here. If not, some of you guys were originally watchers and go to the forums now. This should be discussed, and people should look and find out just how bad their panel gaps are, and we should look it over. We all have this problem with the gas tank cap, or gas tank cover. But these panel gaps, some of them are not as good as they should be. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you all had a happy Easter, and this is Verdier out. I'm going to put these videos together, and I'm going to start the return process on those ridiculous looking floor mats. So take care, and have a good Easter.